Well, I believe we're headed off the cliff here in America. Not only in America, but worldwide. Everything's looking that way, and I believe the protests are going to eventually climax into an all-out civil war. You know, I keep hearing them say in the media that it's peaceful demonstrations. You hear that over and over. Peaceful, peaceful. Well, the Bible says there's no peace to the ungodly. So how can they be peaceful? No, I believe there's a storm brewing. Just because the people are not really showing violence, they did in Ferguson, but I mean, as far as other places, they're not showing a whole lot of violence and looting and rioting. Doesn't mean that if the media continues to feed the fire, you know, every time these people that are involved in these protests, every time they watch the news and they see this video of this black man, you know, being put in a stranglehold, or this other black man being shot by an officer, every time they replay that video, right, it inflames anger. It actually fuels the fire. And they know that. They know that. But they keep doing it. Because that's what they want. They want all-out civil war. In fact, CNN and Fox News, they love this stuff. They enjoyed watching places burn. I mean, they'll shut down all their scheduled regular programming to air live shots of people's livelihood burning to the ground. Because to them, this is exciting. This is news, right? And I believe that the media is probably the most dangerous. It's the most dangerous thing on the earth. I don't think there's anything more I think the media is more dangerous than a shotgun. More dangerous than alcohol. More dangerous than any drug. Because the media, they don't realize, and if they do realize, they certainly don't take the responsibility, but they should understand how powerful their position is. They have the ability to start a civil war just by the things that they broadcast in the news. So that's serious. They can either fuel the fire or they can put the fire out. The best thing to do right now at this time would be for CNN and Fox News and other news stations to stop airing what happened to Michael, what happened to this other guy, and stop replaying this over and over. Now, it's one thing to talk about the situation. It's another thing to keep playing the videos. I mean, it makes me angry. I'm a Christian. I'm a blood-washed, born-again Christian, and I have a lot of mercy that Jesus has put within me. But when I see that, the way the officers treated that young man, it makes me angry. So if it makes me angry, and I don't even know him, and I'm not black, can you imagine what it's doing to the black people and especially his family, his friends? Can you imagine? If it's affecting me the way it's affecting me, can you imagine how it's affecting those that are directly involved? Those that knew him? Those were his friends? So I do believe that the media is, without question, is fueling the fire of civil war. It's just a matter of time before someone starts burning a building or something and starts looting stores in New York City. And I'm telling you folks, I believe we are at the point of no return. I don't think this is going to turn around. We've seen different times throughout history where riots have broke out in the United States and they were able to get it to stop and to get it ironed out. But I don't think it's going to happen this time. I think what we're watching right now across the United States is a momentum that's building, and it will eventually build into all-out civil war. And then you won't see the National Guard on the streets. You won't see the police department on the streets by themselves. You'll see the United Nations coming in. And just remember, you that are demonstrating with violence, in looting, in rioting, burning buildings, burning burning property, whatever you're doing violently, you're the ones that are bringing the UN in. It's you. They're coming in to bring, quote unquote, to keep the peace. But you're the one that did it. You're playing right into their hands. So just remember that when you see the United Nations on your streets, you brought them there because they couldn't have come without you bringing them there. You had to incite it. You had to be the cause. See, the United Nations is the effect, but they need a cause. And so you're their cause. Just remember that. And the idea that this is peaceful protesting, like I was just sharing, there's no peace to the ungodly, so it can't be peaceful. Especially can't be peaceful. No, it's not peaceful. It might be organized. It might be self-control to some degree, but it's not peace. And you're going to find out in the days ahead when it breaks out into war, when it breaks out into rioting and looting and violence. Not in Missouri, but in New York City, Manhattan, Lower Manhattan,